Hello, welcome to Snazzy Paint with Max Kilborn. That's me. Today's video is paint your own inspirational sign. Now, there's a lot of things I could have painted today, such as work with what you got. That's a favorite saying of mine, and I've been kind of saying it a lot lately. Any quote would do to have fun making a sign like this. There's a lot of great things you could do, but today I've decided to paint, if you don't work, you don't eat. This quote means a lot to me. It's not just about a job and eating to me. It's much more than that. It involves the whole cause and effect thing. Sort of like if I don't spend a lot of extra time going the extra mile on some of my signs, they're not going to look that good. Or anything you'd say putting your best into it, it's going to have consequences. Yeah, so whenever I see something like that, I get pretty excited, and I'm going to paint that sign for myself. You, of course, can do whatever you want. So with that in mind, let's make some sign magic. Today, again, I'm painting on a piece of metal that I got over there at Ace Hardware, and I spray canned it. I really like how these paint, and I get to show off. I was going to do the whole thing freehand, but I chose to lay out the words work and eat to get them perfect in Photoshop and lay them out onto the sign that way, and I'm going to paint the rest of the thing just freehand. To lay out perfect letters like that, if you watch my first video, there's a whole thing about the Aloha sign. The Aloha sign is where I show you how to transfer super clean letters onto a piece like this. What is it about painting something like this, or doing something, or sculpting, or doing a type of art that requires a certain amount of mental effort to create the precision with the hand that causes your mind to basically close down and focus on that one thing. When I did my first skydive, my first hop and pop, a good friend of mine was with me. He was a professional skydiver. And he says, You're going to get down from your first jump. You're not going to remember anything. And I'm like, that can't be real, you know. And I remember doing my, what was it, a static line, my first static line. Get out of the plane, get on the ground. And a pickup, we were in the Mojave, and a pickup truck came to get us. I gathered up my open parachute on the ground, gathered it up so it wouldn't get dirty, got in the back of a pickup truck, and we're riding along. And my good friend, that professional guy, his name is Kevin Kearse. He says, look up. Well, I've been doing so much training with the guy, I pretty much do whatever he fucking tells you. So without even hesitating, I looked straight up. And I'm in the back of a pickup, looking up in the sky, looking up, and he says, what color is your parachute? And I thought about it for a minute, and I said, it's blue. He goes, okay, look down. I looked down, and it was red. All of this was only just to make a point. And Kevin says, when you're falling out of the sky, doing 120 miles an hour, There's a wind in your face you can barely see. Your lips are flapping in the wind. You've got 20 more seconds before you literally have to focus completely on saving your life. Because the last thing you're going to think about is your work. Basically, when you're doing videos and trying to show off in front of a lot of people by painting a sign, the last thing you should be doing is telling stories. It's okay to make a mistake when you are painting a sign. You can wipe that off. You make certain types of mistakes skydiving, you'll be wiping your ass off the pavement. Personally, I like to put a lot of different fonts inside of one sign. I just like it, can't explain why. Proper fonts in a sign are as important as what the sign says. The font needs to align with what the sign is saying for a couple of reasons. One, proper fonts enhance a message. You don't want to put a cartoony font when you're painting a bank window, any more than you want to use Arial bold when you're designing a monogram for a woman's handkerchief. But today I'm just having fun. Colors are important as well. I must confess, I don't know much about color theory. All of my color information has come to me from the 70s and old custom painters. But it works for me. It seems to still work, so I'm going with it. You can pick whatever you want. If you want to forget about things that are bothering you, want to feel good about yourself, just take a break in life and see for a minute what it feels like to just not have a bunch of shit bugging you. Take some paint, clean a brush, and paint something that requires a certain amount of precision. Believe me, your mind goes blank. I was sticking my fingers and stuff. I was trying to talk, and I couldn't paint. So when you paint, you can't talk. When you paint, you can't think. The only problem I have with painting is dealing with self-esteem. It looks like shit. All those little horrible mistakes in it look really bad to me. And so I get done, and my honey looks at it, and she goes, "That's awesome. That's beautiful. You did a great job." "Yeah, but look at this." And she goes, "Oh, no, I didn't see that until you told me about it." So then I said, "Well, what about this? This looks like shit, and these letters should be moved over, and this looks like that." She's like, "You're kind of a dick. You're kind of a dick picking all that stuff out. Leave it alone. Look at it." One of my subscribers sent me a note, which I can't stop thinking about it. He said, I love that line that you said in one of your videos. And I like, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be awesome. You don't need to be perfect. But man, the potential for awesomeness is like hovering. No matter what kind of art you do, no matter what kind of thing you do that sets you apart, that causes you to be just a little different, you can puff those feathers up, and believe me, that feels good. And there you have it, your own hand-painted inspirational sign. This is awesome. You can have it say anything. If you like the video, be sure and like the video. And of course, I'm going to paint some more of these. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. For some of my other videos, pinstriping, sign painting, caricatures, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in. You guys are awesome.